AutoZone is more than a parts store. It's where we help you solve problems like,
sorry I'm late, my battery died.
And
I need a jump again.
At America's #1 battery destination, you can find the right battery at the right price with options starting at only $89.99. And we offer free battery testing and charging whenever you need it. Get the parts and help you need to get the job done right at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Now, your Game Center update.
This is Nate Keiser before the Titans take on the Chargers in Week 2. ESPN NFL Nation Titans reporter Teron Davenport joined Robbie Rexroad for his weekly visit, and he weighed in on how he feels about the Los Angeles Chargers.
I think they're a pretty solid team. I mean, they're in my opinion, right there with the Titans and the Ravens and those teams is like just below the Chiefs and Bengals. That's the way I look at it. Defensively, they just have to get it together.
And stay tuned for the Vanderbilt Commodores football program in action this weekend right here on 102.5 The Game as they take on UNLV on Saturday at 6 p.m. with pregame slated for 4:30. And the Nashville Sounds took down the Charlotte Knights 5-0 last night for their 9th shutout of the season. They'll be back in action over on 94.9 The Fan at 5:50. You're listening to 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
For more, follow us on Twitter at 102.5 The Game or visit theGameNashville.com. Live from the Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. WPRT-FM Pegram, WPUC HD2 Laverne.
Ross Chastain will be first to finish in the Ally 500 at Nashville Super Speedway.
Nashville's exclusive home for NASCAR. 102.5 and 106.3.
Checkered flag is in the air.
Man, this is a win in the cup race.
The Game.
A Cromwell Media Station.
Let me talk to you. Talking what's important to Nashville.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
With Chase McCabe and Big Joe Dubin.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
We're here on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
And a good Friday, everybody. Welcome in. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chase McCabe, Big Joe Dubin, Nick Frazier, Dr. Crane back with us on the ones and twos. I guess he was here yesterday, so good that he's back.
But you weren't.
Later. I was not.
Cracking some skulls.
We call those suit duties.
I call it cracking skulls because you're just out and about in the town. And
I am. Swinging the baseball bat.
Yeah, like the movie The Warriors, man. You and your gang out. You know,
it's a good movie.
Was it cashing checks and snapping necks? Yep. That you guys are out doing. Hey, it's a Feel Good Friday, Chaser.
It is a Feel Good Friday. So you've selected the music today.
I have. It's a Feel Good Friday. It's an 80s throwback today because I'm an old man and we're gonna get this thing going.
I just want to hear some Janet.
Okay.
I'm feeling Janet. So
you got it, buddy.
Yeah, let's make that happen.
Janet from Three's Company. We'll see if Dr. Crane can kind of find some of that today. So we'll get that going on.
So I watched the Thursday night game. We actually watched a little bit of it together last night because we had fun at the Tennessee State Fair.
You did fantastic milking a cow.
Thank you.
There were 4 teams. I hosted last night. Thank you, Katie Riddell with National Fair for asking us to come out there. And I roped Chaser into going last night.
Literally.
4 teams. And I don't know how you came in 5th. I'm still trying to process that, how you came. But it's not as easy.
No, it's not easy. Like, I'd never done that before. Here's what's funny about this. I was thinking about it last night. So Jackie Day Pilar from Fox 17 was my partner, and she got it. Like, when I –
What was that hand? You were – never mind.
Never mind. When I started milking, I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
No,
and
it's not easy.
What's hilarious about it is I grew up going to my grandparents' farms, like their siblings' farms and everything in Mississippi, and I'm sitting here going like, how in the heck have I never milked a cow?
Right.
Like, I've been around cows my whole life, and I've never milked a cow. And my cousin, I posted the pictures on Facebook. My cousins were like, why did we never teach you how to do this?
Yeah, so that's a family fail.
Yeah, I mean, and I briefly remember when I was like 4 or 5 years old, my great uncle Pate took me out into the pasture and I was sitting in his lap and I was gonna do it.
Right.
And the cow kicked and it scared me, and so I never did it.
Well, and that was on full display last night. Now the best part was you were done like 2 seconds, and so was the cow.
Oh yeah, the cow was done.
But the cow was done like he relieved himself,
Yeah,
or she
relieved
herself like immediately in a lot. And we were all like, "Good Lord, is that ever going to?
Winnie was
is
like,
that ever going to stop?"
Winnie had to go.
So, but they gave us a nice little what do you call that? The present,
the hat show thing.
Yeah. Well done. So thank you. It was a good time last night.
So anyway, afterwards we went and we watched the Thursday night football game, and if you look at the stat for Kirk Cousins, the stat line for Kirk Cousins, I mean, 4 touchdowns, like 364 yards, you would think, okay, well, they won the game. Well, they didn't. They lost to the Eagles. And prime time, once again, strikes against the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. So Eagles win. Turns out to be kind of an exciting game. So I'm watching the post-game show on Amazon. I like what they do. I think Carissa Thompson does a nice job hosting that. And then you got Tony Gonzalez as a part of the panel, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andrew Whitworth, and then
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman, yeah. So that's the group. Well, Jalen Hurts and Jason Kelsey come over and do the post-game interview.
Okay.
And so it's all of them there. And towards the end of the interview, Tony Gonzalez goes, Jason, I got a question. My daughter, she's 15, and she's been seeing all the rumors about and he's like, man, I can't confirm anything. Like I've talked to Trev, but he didn't tell me stuff like that anymore, and
it's happening.
But then he goes, and honestly, it changes quite a bit. So maybe one day he'll settle down, and we'll be happy with whoever he settles down with.
Oh yes, so it is happening.
I think so.
I thought she was dating the guy from that 1975 band.
They broke up.
I missed that. Sorry.
He was here when she did the show here.
Correct.
And then supposedly like a couple weeks later they broke up.
Oh, man, okay.
But then supposedly they weren't really dating, they were hanging out.
All right.
Whatever.
So you're up on this Taylor Swift stuff.
Well, look, you've worked with me a long time.
Do you remember years ago when her dad posted a picture of being stuck in Nashville traffic?
And he had us on the preset.
102.5 was on the preset. So is it Scott Swift? Is that you're out there listening? Good morning, Scott. Or is it Steve? Scott? I don't know.
Yeah.
Mr. Swift.
Was yesterday the Tennessee State Fair that we were at?
The Nashville Fair.
Nashville Fair.
Tennessee State Fair was swallowed up by the Wilson County
That's
Fair.
Right. Yeah, sorry. Somebody just corrected me because, heaven forbid I get something wrong.
Nashville Fair.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. The Nashville Fair texter.
And bad. I will tell you that when you're looking at me, you will take your hat and sunglasses off.
Yeah, that's what you do when you talk to people.
That's the fantastic.
Jay Norvell.
That game, the Colorado State game, has now become the game of the weekend. I'm sorry. I mean, I know Tennessee, Florida is a big game, but to see what Colorado will do, maybe.
Oh, it'll be – I haven't even looked at what the spread is, but Colorado's going to win by 30.
But Deion's speech after – and I wish I should have let Dr. Crane know.
We have it. We'll play it in a minute.
The speech after practice?
Yeah. I was going to do this later, but you want to do this now?
Okay. I didn't. No, we could postpone. That's fine.
We'll do it in a little bit.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
He didn't have his headphones on. So.
Okay, that's fine. It was just Deion's speech was pretty good. He was pretty good after practice.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. Titans, they will be at home this weekend. Are you concerned about DeAndre Hopkins, the ankle? He hadn't practiced?
No.
May not play?
Not at all. No.
Not even a little bit?
No, not at all. Guy's been in the league 10 years. He'll be fine. He'll be out there. If not out there, then they'll just plug somebody else in and go for it. I mean, to me, he's not a determining factor whether or not you win or lose the game.
No, but I mean, he can be. If he's somewhat D-Hop of old, he can be.
Yeah, but I just don't think if he's not out there, then you just plug and go. There's nothing you could do if he's not going to play. I think he still plays, but you just got to worry about, matching. You hope the Titans defense could slow down the Chargers offense and then, and get a win. Yeah, Titans start 0-2, man. That's just, you are so far behind the 8 ball, but you're in that awful AFC South, so you still got a good shot of making the playoffs. But 0-2 overall, man, not good.
No, and the Vikings find themselves 0-2.
Yep.
And again, as you said, it's not something that you can – it completely ruins your season, but it's not a hole you want to dig yourself out of, and that's what either the Chargers or the Titans will be faced with about 3:15 on Sunday when that game's over.
Do you think the Chargers look at the Titans as like, man, we got to stop Burks. We got to.
No, the only thing they're looking at that they got to stop is 22.
Yeah.
And on the defensive side, that front.
I'm just saying the Chargers defense stopping the Titans off. I mean, you think they're like, we got to watch out for Brent. No, it scares no
it's
one.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
That's it.
He'll get his 12 carries and,
See, I don't know. I kind of feel like Derrick's going to touch the ball more than he did last week. And I feel like Tannehill, you're going to see the bounce back game. This just it just feels like. Now I'm not saying he's going to throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns.
What are you saying then?
I think he's going to protect the football and not make the turnovers that he did.
I just hope now I know of the bad game that if there's a deep shot down the field, he's hesitant of like, oh man, because they all talk about
you can't play
exactly. You got to have that short memory and. I think the tight end gets more involved this week, and they take the pressure off of Tannehill. And, I just remember a lot of coaches like, all right, starting the game off, all those little 4, 5, 6-yard passes to get the confidence and get the flow going, and we didn't see much of that from the Titans on Sunday. But hopefully they'll get it going on against the Chargers because the Chargers are going to put up some points.
There's a text I can't read on the air, but you should read it and you'll laugh about Taylor Swift.
Oh, gosh.
Colorado, a 23.5-point favorite, according to a texter. That sounds about right. So,
well, there's a tie-in because if Colorado State next week travels to Murfreesboro to play MTSU, so we'll see how the game is for Colorado State on Saturday. But it's just it's a fun Friday. I mean, we talk football nonstop, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. So speaking of the Titans' offense and not scaring anybody, how much of it is just the players and there you go. How much of it
we can't.
It's the players and the execution, and how much of it is the scheme that Tim Kelly has put together? Because, I'm going to be honest, I liked what Tim Kelly had as a game plan last week. It was just I don't think it was executed right. Obviously, the quarterback had a bad game and threw 3 interceptions and missed a wide-open guy on a flea flicker that I thought was a really nice play. So how much of that are we going to see again? It just, hey, let's re-rack it and maybe this week.
I think
will be a better week.
I think we see a few trick plays.
I think so too, and I think we should. I mean, I like that as a part of the offense.
I'd like to see a fumble Rooski to Andre Dillard.
Fumble Rooski.
Just see that. I think they outlawed that.
What is this, Little Giants?
Outlawed or not outlawed, but you can't. Not outlawed. It's illegal.
I don't understand. Okay,
it's a great play. Right. Nebraska did it, and Dean Steinkühler ran for a touchdown. It was fantastic.
I think there's There's certain points where you can advance the ball, and then there's certain points where you can't advance the ball, and I don't understand that at all. Just make it.
Well, what always gets me is that in college, when your knee goes down, you're down. So why, when they snap a field goal to the holder, is the ball not down? Because his knee's down.
I've never thought of that. That's actually a great point,
right? His knee's down. So why is he not down where the?
But my thing on a fumble is if you fumble the ball,
right.
If it is a live ball and you pick it up, you should be able to take it as far as you can take it.
Can you not?
I need to look it up, but
I know you can't kick it because that's
right.
The Dave Casper from the Chargers Raiders and where he just kept pushing the ball forward and fell in the end zone, and the Raiders beat the Chargers. That's an iconic NFL play. You can't do that anymore. But the ball's in the ground, you can advance it. What was the play last year where the Dolphins player, Tua's pass was tipped at the line, the Dolphins player lineman caught it and ran for a touchdown, and it got to the goal line. They flipped him like 4 times and about broke his neck. And that was you can't catch a pass. I don't know. I mean, once the ball's been tipped,
right?
I guess.
Well, and speaking of fumbles, we saw Justin Jefferson last night. He fumbled it out of the end zone, so it was a touchback. He was going in for a touchdown. He lost it right at the goal line.
A lot of people aren't happy with that rule. It's been around forever, though. You fumble.
I hate that rule, but I get it.
Yeah,
I hate it, but because it's the only. I guess the reason that I hate it is it's the only part of the field that if it goes out of bounds, it's a touchback. Whereas if you fumble it just like at the 20 out of bounds, you get it back, but it's just out.
Well, in the MTSU Missouri game, they sacked late in the fourth quarter. Sam Brumfield from Middle sacked the Missouri quarterback, and the ball went out the end zone barely, just like Justin Jefferson's did. And, it was a safety, which they called it.
Yeah. I mean, you tell me if you think this is stupid. But I almost look at it as if it went out the back of the end zone, okay, I'll give it to you. That can still be a touchback. But if it goes out the side, just get it at the 1. You're just saying that if it breaks the plane and you don't have possession, then it's
back to the 20. The other team gets it. That's just what it's always been. I've never had a problem with it.
I know.
So you want the team that the defense gets the ball at the 1 yard line? Pass.
No, I mean I'm saying you retain possession if you fumble it out. If you fumble it out at the 1, it's still yours at the 1.
You shouldn't fumble.
Well,
so you shouldn't be rewarded with the ball at the 1 yard line.
Okay, I agree. So are you saying that if I fumble it out at the 20, that you should get it at the 20?
But that's not out of the end zone.
I know, but it's same concept. You're saying that I'm still being like if I fumble and it bounces out of bounds, like I still retain possession, so I'm being rewarded.
So you should get rewarded for a touchdown if you fumble out of the end zone?
No, I'm not saying you get
at the 1.
I'm not saying you get a touchdown. I'm just saying you retain possession.
No, you fumbled. Too bad. Went out of bounds. That's the rule. You went out of bounds.
Okay, but fine. I'm giving you that. But what I'm saying is I'm still getting rewarded if I fumble it at the 20 and it goes out of bounds. I still retain possession at the 20.
Right. So what would happen if you're tackling me at the 3 yard line? I'm just going to automatically fumble through the end zone. Oops, my bad.
Well, I'm saying
didn't mean to do that.
I'm saying should it change that even if it's in the field of play, like at the 20 and it goes out of bounds, should you lose possession? That's what I'm asking.
No, not at all. I think I like it like it is right now.
Okay.
I mean, I know there's a lot of consternation, which you know what the best consternation is? Orion, because you can see it at night, or the Big Dipper.
I hate it when I have consternation.
Yeah, doesn't even right? Exactly. I tell you, man, prunes. Way to go.
We'll continue the discussion with the Titans and their matchup against the Charger next. You can weigh in on our phone and text line 615-737-1025. I almost said my cell number. 615-737-1025. That is our phone line, driven by Wilson County Hyundai. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Green right, Fox 2 run, double catch. He takes you inside the huddle through the eyes of a quarterback.
Wide 85, take.
Catch ESPN NFL analyst Tim Hasselbeck every Tuesday at noon as he breaks down the big stories in the NFL.
Buffalo, maybe Miami.
And with the Tennessee Titans.
The Titans might be like, we're interested in a 1-year, $1 million contract.
Tim Hasselbeck is on Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
All right, Superbook Sports is my official sports book. It should be yours too. And why bet with the big boys this football season? Instead, try your hand with the local book. That's Superbook. They are the book next door, and they have a dedicated team of the best odds makers in Vegas, making sure you get the best prices and parlays you'll find anywhere. And now Superbook will give you a bonus of up to $250 when you use the promo code CHASE. That is my name, CHASE. It is that simple. So bet with the best by using the promo code CHASE this football season with my friends at Superbook Sports. You can download the app, pull it up. They got all the games this weekend. You can put singles bets in, parlays, whatever your heart's desire. You can put that in. Titans getting 3 at home as they are a home dog. And as my friend Rick says, home dogs, they do bark louder. Tennessee on the road at Florida tomorrow. 6.5. They are laying 6.5 points against Florida. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789.
We got a good thing growing at the Nashville Fair. We offer nightly music, wrestling, cultural arts, barnyard animals, dinner shows, games, competitions, classic fair foods, and thrilling rides. Join in and explore the fun at your Nashville Fair, the only fair in Nashville. Now through September 17th at the Fairgrounds Nashville. Buy tickets online and save at nashfair.fun. Come on out and grow with us at the Nashville Fair.
Do you have a VA loan? In this housing market, homeowners with VA loans have access to a ton of instant cash. Hey, Willie Donick here. Do you need cash to pay off credit cards and other high-interest loans? How does a check for 80 or 90 grand sound right now? Loan Pronto is helping veterans every day get the money they need with a quick and easy zero-cost cash-out refi with zero closing costs. With a VA loan, it's really cool because you can access up to 100% of your home's value. That's 100%. Use that money to pay off credit cards, home equity equity lines, car loan. Consolidate all your payments into one check per month and close in 2 weeks. Most homeowners who do this end up cutting their overall monthly payments by $800. And Loan Pronto's all-digital process makes it fast and easy. They're doing loans with super low APRs, and they love working with veterans. Call now. See what your options are. Call Loan Pronto, 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780, or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166-1781, subject to lender approval.
It's time for another Kubota Field event hosted by Coleman Tractor of Nashville. Our biggest sales event of the year will take place on Thursday, September 21st at the Nashville Gun Club during the Shooting Hunger Sporting Clays Shoot. Stop by our booth to learn all about Kubota. Zero-turn mowers, utility vehicles, and more. Take advantage of Kubota's competitive financing offers, receive a coupon for up to $250, plus enter to win prizes. Try it and buy it at Coleman Tractor of Nashville during the Shooting Hunger Sporting Clays Shoot at the Nashville Gun Club, Thursday, September 21st. The event kicks off at 7:30 a.m.
In any work environment, the culture is the most important thing. And what makes up the culture? The people. Hey, this is Sean Fort, General Manager of Cromwell Media, and this month we want to highlight a few of our employees celebrating their anniversary. We have 2 members of our sales department, Jeff Kolb celebrating 12 years, and Matt Saggio celebrating 11 years with Cromwell Media. We also want to highlight Tina Jackson in our HR department, celebrating 2 years. Thank you all for making this a great place to work. If you're looking for a new career or just somewhere fun to work, send us a resume to together@cromwellmedia.com. Love what you do, love where you work.
Every day we are live and local.
It will help them get better players. I'm really excited about this defensive front.
And your source for Nashville sports.
They had missed the playoffs.
Those players may end up being practice squad guys.
We are Nashville's best sports talk. 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
I wish you could just shut your big yapper.
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
You said the other day that probably the Saints game where you had 15 carries is probably going to be a little bit of an outlier. You figure you're expecting more carries? Do you have any idea? Or do you expect more coming up? Or?
When my name is called, just go out there and try to make a play. Whenever I'm in there, I can't worry about all the other stuff. Control what I can control, and then when I'm in there to go make a play, try to go do that.
That's Derrick Henry, Titans running back. And you know what? When I interviewed Big Joe to come back, that's the same thing he said to me.
Yeah, I thought that was me talking right there.
When my number's called, I'm ready to make a play.
Yep, and I'm like, how'd you get in my living room? And but that's not.
And
part
I said,
of it.
Your son let me in. So.
That's all right.
Said, hey, JJ.
And he's never been let out of the house again. So
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game, 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. So I do expect him to get more carries this weekend. I mean, they can all say what they want to say of, oh, Derrick's a part of the plan, and, when my number's called. And
they're smarter than you.
They'll
let you know that.
Everybody lets me know they're smarter than me. It's okay.
And they'll let you know that, right. I mean, you got to. I mean, I don't see why not 30 carries, I just feed him the ball all day long, wear that team down, because he's going to bust one, event. We've seen it. I mean, it's just that. I mean, the analytics, which I despise, are in his favor for him to bust one loose, and the screen pass, whatever you do to get out in space and get him going,
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't just do a toss sweep to him. I think what team last night was it? The Vikings maybe ran a toss sweep and they pulled the guards. I'm like, man, this is Green Bay football from the 1960s. Where you get 2 big guys out there and clear the path. And they got like 10 yards on. I'm like, keep doing that. Just keep wearing them down. Just don't run right up the 1 or 2 hole. Just go on the outside, bounce it outside, and draw something up and get it done.
Look, I love creativity. I love some trick plays sometimes. I know that it was overused for a while, but even when the Wildcat is used right, the Wildcat can be effective. At the end of the day, it's simple football. Like toss sweeps and things like that, just your bread and butter plays. Sometimes these offenses get too cute. That was my problem with Todd Downing. There were times that he would try to get too cute and he would do it at the wrong time. Whereas last week when I watched some of the trick plays, the creative plays that Tim Kelly put out there, I felt like, okay, he knew when to call those. He knew when to put those in. Like when they ran the flea flicker that didn't work because Tannehill didn't get it to Okonkwo, that was the perfect time to do it. And if that play had worked, it changes the whole game.
Yeah.
And that's why you run those plays when you run those plays. So I agree. I mean, just try and keep it simple at certain times. Back to this fumble discussion, because Jameson just weighed in on our text line. If you fumble it forward and out of bounds in the regular field, the ball comes back to the spot of the fumble. But if you fumble it forward and over the pylon, the other team gets it at the 20. The defense didn't recover either one, but the latter is a turnover. I think at worst, the offense should get the ball back at their own 20. I 100% agree.
I just went cross-eyed reading that question. Well, okay.
He's basically saying – so your whole argument is the offense is getting rewarded for making a mistake, and I totally understand that. That is a valid argument.
Okay.
The defense has also been rewarded, and they didn't do anything. They didn't recover anything if it goes out of the end zone. They just get the ball to 20.
But you see what I'm saying? If you allow that, if the offensive guy fumbles out of the end zone, you're tackling me. I'm at the 5. What stops me from throwing the end zone?
Sure. So put him back at the 20 or the 25, but keep possession.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I kind of see that, but no. You fumble out of the end zone, you lose it. You shouldn't fumble but you shouldn't be rewarded for fumbling the ball.
I agree. Hang on to the football.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to walk around.
Then just say, Joe, you're correct, and I'm on your side.
But I don't 100%
agree
agree with you.
Well, that's
the thing.
That's on you then.
Well, you know.
I had a coach one time tell me, he's like, at the end of the day, if you look in the mirror and tell me you gave me everything you've got, I'm happy. So I'd like for you tonight to say, I gave this show everything I got, and then I conceded.
I am giving this show everything.
I would like a phone call from you during the break to say, hey, Joe, I've conceded the selection, and then we've moved on. You're correct. No, I like the fact that
one of those happened last night.
That's right.
We have a new mayor.
But we are very apolitical.
We're
radio show. We don't go in that avenue.
Thank God.
But yes. Real quick to go back, I want to let you know that the Wildcat, and my mind works good sometimes, worked here. One of there's a lot of people credited.
Hammer doesn't.
True. Right. There's a lot of credit for the Wildcat, but the guy that kind of took it to the next level was a former Vanderbilt football player named David Lee, who coached at Ole Miss. He coached at a lot of places. He's one that kind of perfected the Wildcat about 20 years ago.
Well, wasn't it the Dolphins that really made it a thing? Ronnie Brown?
He was a coach with the Dolphins. Exactly. I'm looking at the picture right
Okay.
now. Yes, he was.
That was Tony Sperano, was it? Not Tony. Yeah, Sperano was the head coach.
Was, yes.
Who I think has passed away.
He has passed away, yeah.
But wore the dark glasses. But it was Ronnie Brown that was the guy that mainly ran it. And, I remember when they did that, and everybody's like, oh, this is so cool. Nobody can stop this. And then every freaking team ran it.
Well, he did it at Arkansas, I think, with maybe McFadden was gone, but he ran it at Arkansas.
Felix Jones.
Then he went to
that after.
Yeah, there you go. Because remember, Titans fans wanted Felix Jones to be drafted, and they took Chris Johnson.
Cowboys took Felix Jones.
That's right, 2008. So they were from Arkansas to the Dolphins, and he was an Ole Miss coordinator. But, yeah, he did a lot of running the Wildcat. And it says Lee was named Innovator of the Year 2008 by Sporting News for introducing the Wildcat offense to the NFL. So he came out. So Saban got let go, or Saban left, and then he took over from there. So former Vanderbilt player, David Lee.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The more you know.
People say, I did not know that. Yeah.
You learn so many things on this show.
You
do. Coming up next, our buddy, our friend, Chris Sanders will join the show as we'll continue to talk Titans with him. I'm going to ask him the fumble rule because we're debating this. I'm going to see what he thinks.
What if he's ever fumbled out of bounds like that?
I don't know. I don't know if he has or not.
We'll ask him.
But we'll ask him. We'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe on a Friday, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
If it's important to Nashville,
I'll put it out right now.
It's important to Jared Stillman.
That's it.
He's not afraid to ask the tough questions.
Something is going on, and the question is, what does it mean?
Or give the strong opinion.
And just needed the bozo offensive coordinator to stop ruining the quarterback.
Stillman and Company. Weekdays at 2 on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
It's back. The world's biggest spa sale at Family Leisure.
How do you know it's the world's biggest spa sale?
Well, it has to be. It is sponsored by Artesian, American Select, and Strong Spas. Those are some of the biggest brands, and it's at 12 Family Leisure locations across the country.
That is pretty big, but
there's more than 700 spas in stock and incoming at the Family Leisure stores, and many more display model spas at liquidation prices. Spa prices start as low as $39.99.
That's more than 1,000 spas on sale.
Thanks to Artesian, Family Leisure has a $10,000 spa for only $69.99. And Strong Strong has a $6,000 spa for only $39.99.
What about those new swim spas?
Family Leisure has a huge 12-foot swim spa for only $17,999.
And that's a ridiculously low price.
Family Leisure always guarantees the lowest price, but during the world's biggest spa sale, they are blowing everyone away.
I sure have wanted a spa for a long time.
Now's the time. It's the world's biggest spa sale at Family Leisure. Both locations, Franklin and Antioch.
Family and fun come together.
Don't miss a minute of football action while getting up close and personal to the future stars of the PGA Tour. Join Penn Entertainment on site at the Simmons Bank Open, promoting Penn Play and their sports online betting platform. Stop by their tent in the Arctic Tailgate Village during the tournament to learn more and have a chance to win some prizes and giveaways. Must be 21 or older and in Tennessee. For problem gambling support, call Tennessee Redline 1-800-899-9789.
Willie Donick here for Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. The official brand perception report for doors and windows is in. Pella Windows and Doors are the leading brand among all others. A few reasons why. Pella is regarded as the highest quality, the most innovative, and the installers with Pella of Nashville lead the way for attention to detail. That's why Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville is one of Pella's top locations in the country. For new doors or windows, I suggest you choose the experts at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Go to PellaNashville.com.
Oh, Charlie's, that's where you find me. That southern flavor got me saying, hey, y'all. Young, got some fun, share with the ones you love. Don't you wanna roll?
At O'Charlie's, we thought you'd enjoy a little country rock and rolls. The warm, buttery, delicious kind. Served free with every meal. O'Charlie's. Oh, that's good.
Young, got some fun, Charlie's. Born in Nashville and it shows.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call on the phone line, sponsored by Wilson County Hyundai.
Yes, I'm looking for a friend of mine. Last name Jazz, first name Hugh.
615-737-1025.
Huge ass. Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. This is early 80s, right?
It is.
Yeah, little Lionel.
It is.
That can only mean one man.
Is I really, really love you. Oh, my bad.
Chris Sanders.
Y'all got me live.
We did. I caught you.
How's your roll?
Chris Sanders is with us, Forever Titans wide receiver. I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's Friday Night Football. We got a big game against a great team, Ryan, so I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I even got a haircut, man.
Oh, you're looking fresh.
Well, I look like Sidney Poitier. Let's go to dinner, baby.
Very nice.
Oh, man.
All right, Chris, I want you to give your thoughts on a debate that Joe and I were just having.
I got you.
So we saw Justin Jefferson last night. He gets to the goal line, fumbles the ball, it goes out in the end zone. It's a touchback. They lose possession, and I mean and that could have been a game-changing play for them. I absolutely hate that rule. I can't stand it, and I understand it, but I don't like it because my whole thing is if I fumble out at the 2, I get the ball back at the 2.
True.
If you fumble out of the end zone, you lose possession altogether. So, 1, did you ever have that happen to you in your career? And 2, what do you think of the rule overall?
No. I mean, I kind of like the rule because the thing about it is, I mean, I'm an offensive guy, but it can help the defense because you can have the offense can have a long drive, a 15-play drive, and all of a sudden that one mistake costs them and it goes in the end zone and it's a touchback. So it can help the defense. Even though I'm an offensive guy, I still kind of like that rule.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm with you. You shouldn't be.
I like it because it can be a game changer, and they changed the game yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, if you fumble, and the thing I was telling Chase, Chris, is that if you're tackling me at the 3-yard line, and I'm at an angle, I'm just going to, oops, I fumbled the ball in the end zone, I get touchdown me or whatever. Yeah. I mean, that's too bad. Don't fumble the ball.
Absolutely, but see, the thing about it is that can be a game-changing play. You can be running, and the guy can be running for a touchdown, and a defensive player can run and punch the ball out and hustle, and the ball goes in the end zone. It's a game changer. Even though a lot of people don't like the rule, I just think it helps both sides.
Okay, that is fair. Moving forward to the Titans hosting the Chargers this weekend. Concerned that DeAndre Hopkins hasn't practiced this week, especially knowing that even though Treylon Burks played last week, I'm not sure how close to 100% he actually is.
I'm a little concerned because when he first came in and everybody was talking about him coming in, I think that was one of the concerns, him being healthy. And with this offense, you got a new offense, and you're still working out the kinks. You're still trying to get better. You're still trying to build camaraderie. And if you don't practice, you don't get that timing. I'm going to give you a perfect example. When they played the Saints last week, and Tannehill was looking for the back shoulder pass, but DeAndre's on top of the defensive back. The timing wasn't there. So to make that timing work, to make these guys be on the same page, you have to practice. You can't be like, Allen Iverson. We talking about practice. We can't do that because there's so many things you got to work on. There's so many things that you got to watch from film to the practice field. And if you don't practice, a little bit of the time is definitely going to be off.
What's it like, that first home game? You go on the road, you lose, God. But whether you anything or not, but that first home game, what's that like?
Man, it's exciting. I remember, and I'll never forget this. This kind of brings chills to my eyes. I remember when we went from Memphis to Vanderbilt to our new stadium in 1999, and we were playing the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'll never forget, we're sitting in the tunnel. You see Eddie George, you see Steve McNair, you see Blaine Bishop, you see Joe Bowden, you see all these guys, with tears in their eyes because now we're finally in our home. Now we finally get to be in front of our crowd, and just the excitement, the intensity. You can just cut it with a knife. Just to be on your field and be with the fans and showcase what you have out there. So it was one of those experiences that you will never, ever forget.
It's better than the time you went for the preseason game at the Astrodome and the
It's funny because if Chris Chandler or I think it was Steve McNair, if he made an audible, they can hear it all the way up the top, and they're running plays on top.
Oh man! Oh, that's great. With the Chargers coming in and Herbert, they like to throw the ball and everything. I mean, how do you slow that down? How do you slow that Chargers offense down?
Art and Key. I mean, that's what you got to do is when you got Justin Herbert and you got some great receivers, you got Keenan Allen, you got Mike Williams, you got Joshua Palmer, guys that and also Quentin Johnson. Those guys are explosive. They're big receivers. There's those guys that can run routes, get the guy off the spot, can do all those things. But what you have to do is you have to make the quarterback uncomfortable. When I say make the quarterback uncomfortable, you got to have him move around in the pocket, but also send pressure in the A and B gap. So when you do that and make him feel uncomfortable, it doesn't matter if you have Jerry Rice on the outside. He's not going to put the ball where it needs to be. So I think that you have to put pressure on Justin Herbert.
Chris Sanders, Forever Titans wide receiver, with us here on the program. Derrick Henry said yesterday, when my number is called, I'm just going to go out there and try and make a play. Do you feel like his number is going to be called a lot more than we heard it last week?
I mean, it has to be because, everybody's kind of making a fuss about it because he's been coming out on third down. And, at the beginning of the game last week, I mean, he was really, really hot. He ended up, I think it was 63 or 65 yards. You want to have your playmaker in the game. You want to have your playmaker that's consistently being consistent in the game. So when you take him out, the offense is just not the same because he's one of those guys that even though you might not have some explosive plays downfield with your wide receivers, you still can make an explosive play with Derrick Henry. So I agree with Derrick Henry, and I agree with you. I think they have to put the ball in his hands, and sometimes it's always not just running the ball, just to have him run screens, one like a little bubble or something to get the ball in his hands. And I think that if they do that, I think the Titans can definitely be successful.
Amani Hooker's in the concussion protocol. I would not expect him to be available on Sunday. That, to me, Chris, is a pretty big loss for the Titans.
I mean, it is. I mean, if you look at him, he's been consistent in the last 2 years. And the one thing I love about Amani Hooker he consistently comes up with that big play. Look at what he did on the first play of the game against the Saints. Look at what he did a couple of years when we were playing the Cincinnati Bengals in the playoff game. He came in with a big interception, even though they lost. But he's one of those guys that you feel on the field, a guy that makes plays at the right time, that makes plays, throughout the game. So he's definitely going to be missing. Also, you have all these slew of receivers that I talked about. So you want to have a guy that can take the place of some other guys.
A few things, Chris. I love your post about the young men and women accepting Jesus as their Savior.
Man.
I love that. Love that.
Man, that's what it's all. Let me tell you something. And I'm not trying to preach. I know this is a radio show. But at the end of the day, I love football. I mean, I love coaching. I love inspiring people. But my love for Jesus is the reason why I live. And he's brought me through so many things. He's brought me through so many trials. And I just love him. And the reason why I love inspire people is because what Jesus did for me by changing a knucklehead and giving me a purpose, and that's why I do what I do. I'm not trying to get emotional or anything, but, I could have been killed. I made a lot of mistakes. I did some wrong things, but the one thing that I love about Christ is because he first loved me, and that's what I do what I do.
A lot of men shaking their head in agreement with you right now. I like what Denzel said is that I didn't always stick with him, but he always stuck with me.
Absolutely, even when I had a bad haircut.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Chris, you're still a knucklehead, just in a different way.
That's right.
Hey, I'm coming to get you in the City Pick Underdog.
Do it.
Let's go.
All right, so I got to ask you. I know I'm so excited you're being on today. I got to get your thoughts on Deion overall. First of all, what was it like going up against him? And then secondly, what do you think about what he's doing now?
I almost had to wear a pamper. I was so nervous. I mean, I was very nervous. This guy, I watched him growing up, but then all of a sudden when I played against him in Dallas, and then I played against him in Washington. But here's the crazy part about the whole situation is when we were playing Washington, I had him beat on a post. And Mac overthrew me. If I'd have caught the ball, I would have stopped the game like, hold on, ref, and have him sign. That's how much I respected him. But at the end of the game, I took the ball. He signed the ball. He said, Sanders, I like your name and all that funny stuff. But it's an honor to play against him. Now, what he's doing at Colorado, let me tell you something. It is unbelievable. And I'm not talking about on the field. On the field is great. They won in 2 games. They blasted TCU, and they beat another team. But here's the little innuendos that I love about Deion Sanders. He makes everybody a part of what he's doing. Perfect example. There's an old lady that hasn't really been to a game, and I think she's 99 years old. And he said, as long as I'm this coach, I'm going to pick up a limo, and I'm going to pick you up, and you're going to sit in the front row. And then last week it shows a video of her. That I think they're having a pep rally, and he says this. You know how Deion says, give me my theme music. She's 99-some years old. She's like, give me my theme music. She feels a part of that. And then this is what I love about him also. Is he goes to different restaurants that nobody talks about. He brings the camera and says, you know what, y'all need to come to this restaurant. This is a hole in the wall, but y'all come here and help these people out. Next thing you know, he gives them exposure. Now the restaurant is blowing up. I love the football stuff. I love what he's doing with those kids, but I love the people that feel insignificant that he's helping. That's why I love that cat.
Would it be different if he was 0-2 and got beat by 40 points?
Oh, yeah, they'll be talking bad about it.
Right.
I mean, they will be on his case because, a lot of times when you're trying to make change, a lot of people don't like to see you make change, and they want to kick you while you're down. But the thing that I love about what he's doing, the confidence that he's building, not just in these football players, but he's building confidence in just the whole organization. Last year, I think they won 1 game. So when you go from winning 1 game and you win 2 games, and then all the games are sorted out, that he is making impact, and that's what I love about Sanders. Also, I love his last name. He's cold like that.
He's got a good last name. Do you think though, Chris, that and I like what he's doing too. I mean, I'm watching Colorado and paying attention. Can that work at a big time like an Alabama, Georgia, a big program, Ohio State like that? Do you think that what he's doing at Colorado can work at a bigger program?
I think it can, and I think about it'll come down to this. A lot of people say that you got to buy in. No, you got to trust. And when you say you got to buy in, you're doing it because you have to. When you say trust in, that means, you know what, whatever I need to do to make this team better, then I can. So when I talk about that situation that I just described, those are the kind of people that he's going to bring in. So if I bring in people that don't just buy in but trust in, it doesn't matter if you go to Alabama, Ohio State, University of Tennessee, you're bringing people in your organization that buy in. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. When he first got to Colorado, the first thing he said is, all y'all that ain't committed, y'all need to get into the portal.
Right. And I love that, actually.
And I love that. And I agree with you. He said, if y'all ain't committed, if y'all just talking about buying in, go in the portal and go find another team, because this team, if you, it's not being cocky, it's not being mean. It said, go to where you can buy in. But when the people that I'm bringing into this organization, I'm bringing people that are trusting. So I guarantee you, wherever he goes, it'll work, because those are the kind of cats that he brings in. Got me all excited there, Go.
I know. Well, hey, I'm getting you excited for the game tonight. It's a big one, I know, for the Big Red. But best of luck with that, and thanks for doing this.
Man, appreciate it. Love you guys.
Hey, we'll see you Sunday as well at Teddy's for the pregame show.
Let's go, Teddy. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Chris Sanders joining us forever, Titans wide receiver. And, yes, you can join Chris and Derek Mason and Jared Stillman at Teddy's Tavern, located across from Bridgestone Arena, this Sunday from 9:30 to 11:30. They'll break down the Titans' Week 2 matchup against the Chargers and give you the latest updates before the game. Pre-game is presented by Parman Tractor and Equipment and the Beast Unleash. And JoJo, for post-game,
yeah, buddy,
they can come see you at Fieldhouse Tavern in the Nations for Big Joe Sunday. Is that what we're going to call it? I kind of want to call it that, Big Joe Sunday.
Big Joe Big Sunday show. Is that what it is?
Big Joe Big Sunday. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, something I don't
You'll
know.
be broadcasting. I mean, I should probably have some influence on that.
Right.
Just saying.
Put me on the spot, yeah.
Big Joe will be broadcasting live to break it all down. The overreaction of the Sunday's big games. You can get some excellent food, good drinks, and hang out with JoJo from 4 to 7 this Sunday at Fieldhouse Tavern, located at 905 51st Avenue North in the Nations.
It'd be a great spot. And the thing is, it's not my show, it's your show. So we all like to overreact. You call in, you will not be cut off. And like Boys to Men say, just don't cuss.
I'll probably get cut off leaving the game, but I'll come see you.
All right, thanks.
That'll happen. Coming up next, we'll react to some things Chris said, plus celebrity birthdays. 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
It's a long summer. But don't worry. Hockey will be back soon. You'll hear every slap shot, save, hit, and of course,
knocked down in front, rebound, and a score!
On your home for Smashville. 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app. Is it October yet?
The saga continues worldwide. The legends of hip-hop and icons of New York, Wu-Tang Clan and Nas present New York State of Mind Tour 2023. Wu-Tang Clan and Nas together live in concert in Nashville this Wednesday at Bridgestone Arena. Wu-Tang Clan and Nas. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com.
Baseball fans, your home for the best baseball action is 102.5 The Game and 94.9 The Fan with the ESPN Game of the Week and the Nashville Sounds. It's all brought to you by Superbook Sports, the #1 sports book in Vegas. Download the Superbook app today.
So, if there's brunch, why isn't there dinner?
Or dunch, for that matter.
No, we know why there's no dunch.
Why is that?
People might get confused and miss brunch.
And I never want to miss a brunch this good.
Me either. Cheers.
Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Breakfast buffet Monday through Thursday from 7 till 10:30 a.m. and lunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Weekend brunch Friday through Sunday from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. featuring cast iron pancakes, made to order waffles, and eggs and carafes of mimosas. Treat yourself today to Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Blue Raider fans, your home for all the MTSU football and men's basketball action is on 93.3 Classic Hits and 95.1 Classic Hits in the borough. Catch the action all season long with Chip Walters on the call. Go Blue Raiders!
The two most sought-after, most prestigious names in bridal jewelry come together for one epic event next weekend at Genesis Diamonds.
Tacori and Viraggio, the world's premier designers, will be showing off their entire collections. All the latest designs, many showcased for the first time ever, with up to $5,000 in savings.
See the latest from Viraggio, handcrafted on Fifth Avenue in New York by true artisans with unmatched attention to detail and the highest quality standards. Viraggio is the only ring that can be customized for every woman's specific desires. desires. Come explore the entire Verragio collection at Genesis.
If you're engagement ring shopping, this is a once-a-year event you can't miss. Other jewelers aren't even allowed to carry these iconic American-made brands.
Also for this event, Genesis is showcasing an expanded selection of GIA-certified diamonds in all shapes and sizes.
Next weekend, September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Take advantage of special incentives, zero-interest financing, and as much as $5,000 in savings. Only at Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Join 1025 The Game and me, Big Joe Dubin, for the Big Joe Sunday Show. I'll be on site at Fieldhouse Tavern, breaking down all the action, especially the overreaction to all of this Sunday's big games. Come by and get some excellent food, good drinks, and hang out with Nashville's media darling, me, Big Joe Dubin, from 4 till 7 p.m. See ya at Fieldhouse Tavern in the Nation.
Vanderbilt football lives here.
This Saturday, it's Vandy and UNLV from Las Vegas. Kickoff at 6 p.m. Central. Coverage starts at 4:30.
Your home for the Commodores is 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app. Sometimes they take themselves too seriously.
So now we know why he was injured in the chase. Come on, that's not nice. That's, yes, grow up.
Actually, they never do that.
Grow up.
Well, you're giving me that look.
After she rebuffed him, allegedly.
She did what?
This is the Chase and Big Joe Show on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chase McKay, Big Joe Dubin, Crowded House. Is that right?
It is. Great song. So strong.
That's a good one. It's a feel-good Friday.
That sounds like Crowded House and like some other things around here.
Okay, we got to talk about this.
Good
Because Nick's looking at us like he has no idea what we're talking about. I don't think he caught that. So
Dr. Crane's busy.
We just played a commercial talking about the post-game show on Sunday.
Fieldhouse Tavern.
At Fieldhouse Tavern with your voice. And you and I kind of looked at each other like, did you actually record that?
I did not record that.
I have
but
not.
It was your voice.
That was my voice.
I don't know.
That's
so here's what it is. There's AI that is a thing now.
Right.
Where you can record spots that you can upload a voice and then type it out and it'll record that. And I think that's what that is.
That's just bizarre. Because I'm
It's
thinking,
scary.
they don't sound like me at all. And then there's, it is very, I mean, how do you, okay, there's a whole show you could do about how you upload a voice, call somebody, threaten somebody. Hey, so-and-so just called me, threatened me. No, I didn't. Yeah, you called me. I mean, this is not good.
I know. That was something.
Boss man doesn't know what to do.
No, I don't.
Boss man's like, all right, somebody's got to pay for this.
Boss man's going to have you re-record that.
It's like somebody's going to pay for this, but I'm not quite sure who. That was just odd.
Like, look, I mean, it's something that I've been messing with a little bit to, for different things, but there's also a fine line of things. Like,
yeah,
like I've uploaded my voice to it, and I'm like, this is weird. This is crazy.
That was weird hearing that that wasn't me, but kind of sounded like me.
Yeah.
But I knew it wasn't me. That's odd.
What an age we live in.
It is.
I don't know if it's a good thing, but an age we
I don't
live
think
in
it
for
is.
sure. All right, with that, let's get to celebrity birthdays.
America's favorite. Yeah, go ahead. Say it.
America's fastest growing game, favorite game,
and fastest
except for
growing
like
game.
2 people that text in and complain about it.
I love it. We ought to get them on the show one day.
It's
a lot of fun when
just
you play
Jared's
the game.
burner accounts.
That's all right. All right, here we go. Celebrity birthdays. Got to get these within 2 years. First up, this is a battle between the Boss Man and Dr. Crane. All right, first up is Tommy Lee Jones. How old is Tommy Lee Jones today?
83.
I'm gonna go 89.
77.
Oh wow. Okay.
Director Oliver Stone, who did the fantastic JFK movie back in 1991. How old is Oliver Stone?
77.
I'm gonna go 84.
77 exactly.
Nice.
Some people have reached out and said you should get 2 points for getting the birthday dead on, and I say no. It's my game. Leave me alone. We'll go on from here. Actor Josh Charles. Looks like he was in You see his face, you'll recognize him.
Am I allowed to
Was he in
see
6
his
Feet
face?
Under? Yeah. You look up actor Josh Charles. I think he was on 6 Feet Under on HBO.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Go ahead, Chase.
50.
I'm going to go just 51.
52. Dr. Crane wins after Chase saw his age.
That's
All
all
right. All right. Okay. Actor Tom Hardy. By the way, he was in the Road Warrior movie.
Yeah.
Road Warrior movie. What was it? Fury Road? What was it called? That came out about 6-7. Fantastic. Watch it. It's a great movie.
Like based on the Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a modern day version. Tom Hardy.
42.
I'm going to go 49.
46. Guys on both sides. Oh, a guy that helped me sell a lot of books. Thank you very much. Britain's Prince Harry. How old's Prince Harry today?
Let's see. I'm 39.
God, I was going to say 38.
Is it 38?
Mm-hmm.
He's 39. Chaser, 2-1. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, Chaser's up 2-1. Got your name confused over here, which isn't.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Who's this? Heidi Montag? She's an actress, I hope, or a singer. It's beautiful. Heidi Montag.
30. I have no idea.
I don't know who this is. I'm going to go 43.
37. That's right. You guys split it down the middle. Good. All right. Screenwriter, director. He did Bull Durham, White Men Can't Jump, Field of Dreams. Ron Shelton.
Ron Shelton is 68.
75.
78. Now, this one makes me feel old. Drummer Kelly Keagy of Night Ranger. How old is Kelly Keagy of Night Ranger, the drummer?
59.
Going 64.
71.
Jeez.
Yep. Getting up there. Let's see here. Oh, boy, a lot of people I've never heard of here, and that's really good. Oh, let's go with one that's make me laugh here. How about DJ KG from Naughty by Nature? How old is he today?
58.
45.
54. All right, so Dr. Crane, you're down 2-1. One more we got left out for you here, okay?
All right.
And I don't know any of these people, but we'll go with it. The guitar player, Zach Filkins of One Republic.
40.
36.
He is 45. Chaser, you win the end of the week, buddy.
There
2-1.
we go.
There we go. We'll
Chase
take
is on a hot streak.
a little bit of a hot streak.
Other birthdays today that people have passed on. Marco Polo.
Marco.
Yeah, Polo. Yeah, today's
Marco.
his birthday. So well done.
Polo.
2-1. 2-1, Chaser. You're in the week. This is your weekend, pal.
Thank you.
It's your
Yeah, I
weekend.
appreciate it.
You bet, buddy.
We will tell that story at the end of the show. But coming up next, I'm excited about this. Very funny guy, just kind of made a name for himself doing impressions on the internet, like with TikTok and social media. Joey Molinaro is going to be at Zany's next week. We'll tell you more about that. He's known for the Nick Saban. He does Chris Collinsworth. He's going to join us coming up next. Have a little fun here on a Friday. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
ElectronicExpress.com. We make it happen.
We got a good thing growing at the Nashville Fair. We offer nightly music, wrestling, cultural arts, barnyard animals, dinner shows, games, competitions, classic fair foods, and thrilling rides. Join in and explore the fun at your Nashville Fair, the only fair in Nashville. Now through September 17th at the Fairgrounds Nashville. Buy tickets online and save at nashfair.fun. Come on out and grow with us at the Nashville Fair.
It's time for another Kubota Field event hosted by Coleman Tractor of Nashville. Our biggest sales event of the year will take place on Thursday, September 21st at the Nashville Gun Club during the Shooting Hunger Sporting Clays Shoot. Stop by our booth to learn all about Kubota. Zero-turn mowers, utility vehicles, and more. Take advantage of Kubota's competitive financing offers, receive a coupon for up to $250, plus enter to win prizes. Try it and buy it at Coleman Tractor of Nashville during the Shooting Hunger Sporting Clays Shoot at the Nashville Gun Club, Thursday, September 21st. The event kicks off at 7:30 a.m.
All of us at 102.5 and 106.3 The Game want to recognize our active military, veterans, first responders, and educators with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This is 102.5 and 106.3 The Game. Now, your Game Center update.
This is Nick Frazier with your Game Center update. Last night, the Eagles beat the Vikings 34-27. Former Overton High School standout and Tennessee Volunteer Theo Jackson recorded his first career interception last night in the loss versus the Eagles. The 2022 sixth-round pick by the Tennessee Titans was signed from the practice squad to the Vikings' active roster this season.
Boy, doing.
Got his man 3rd and 16. A ton of time, and then it's picked off by the Vikings. That's Theo Jackson, and he gets up and runs it back.
Tune in later tonight to 94.9 The Fan as the Nashville Sounds are on a 5-game winning streak, taking on the Charlotte Knights, the AAA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. You're listening to 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
For more, follow us on Twitter at 102.5 The Game or visit thegamenashville.com. Live from the Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. WPRT FM Pegram, WPUZ HD2 Laverne. Broadcasting on Alexa.
I appreciate that.
And other smart speakers. 102.5 and 106.3.
And a score!
You can run different offenses.
The doors on the board. Off the field, on the field.
The Game.
A Cromwell Media Station.
Let me talk to you. Talking what's important to Nashville.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
With Chase McCabe and Big Joe Dubin.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
We're here on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chase McKay, Big Joe Dubin on this Friday. Nick Frazier, Dr. Crane on the ones and twos. Coming up on Wednesday at Zany's, very funny guy, Joey Molinaro is going to be there. You've seen him on all of social media. Does a lot of different impressions. Just like I said, a funny guy. He joins us now. Joey, good morning. Thanks so much for doing this.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Pleasure to be on The Game. I love the Chris Farley intros there. Good to be here.
Yeah, and, you know, we've watched you for years on, like I said, social media, and now you're going to be coming to our city. How excited are you to come to Nashville?
Oh, brother, who's not excited to go to Nashville, right? I mean, it is the place to be. I'm thinking about renting a big pink party bus to take myself down there to be in true fashion, just to stay on theme throughout the entire thing. But, dude, Nashville's the best. I've never been to Zany's before, so that'll be a first time there. But been to Nashville plenty of times and always leave saying, wow, I can't wait to go back. So I'm excited.
So you're obviously known for different impressions in your videos, and I remember I think the first time that I really got to discover you was you did a Nick Saban impersonation, which is pretty fantastic. But how did this whole thing come about, and when did it kind of hit you that, oh, I have something here?
Yeah, dude, it took a while, actually. I mean, I was working in like indie sports radio for years out of college, and I was like, man, I just, everybody there was like 50 years old and had their own show for 20 years, and I was just kind of like waiting in line and nothing was happening. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do stuff on my own, and I use the internet to my advantage, hopefully. And so I started putting out sketches and impressions and everything, and yeah, like it wasn't really catching on. It was kind of just like, my buddy Ben and me and like my parents would watch it and retweet it, and that was kind of it. But we were having fun doing it, and so we kept going. And then, honestly, I had that idea for the Saban thing on Thanksgiving. I was like, hey, that could be a funny concept. And that was it. That was like, I just was like, that's a funny concept to me. And so I did it and was like, who knows? And, it ended up changing my life. It ended up get me the audience, started to go on that way to get me the audience that I wanted and was hoping for. And then once I got the audience there, I just had to keep them there, So I just, that's where you see the other impersonations and the other sketches. And, I kind of just like look at it as my own little like sandbox at the playground. You know what I mean? I'm just in there testing things out, seeing what sticks, seeing what works. And everybody's in there with me, and it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. Joey Molinari joining us now. He's at Zany's next Wednesday. And I'll tell you, Joey, that I was on a group text one time with my co-host Chase and another guy, and they sent me your Chris Collinsworth impression. I'm thinking, it's Collinsworth. How good can this be? And I got to tell you, Joey, I watched it probably 500 times. It got funnier each time. He's not a guy that's easy to imitate. How were you able to pull this off?
Boy, I tell you, there's nothing like Chris Collinsworth, right? You just sit there and you say, here's a guy that you want to have 4 or 5 beers with and watch the game. And so it's just a good time. Anytime I get to pull out the Chris Collinsworth, we see him every Sunday night on our TV. You're kind of worried that your wife or your mom's going to want to bang him, but he's got that smile that just keeps you coming back, that's for sure. Man, it was this is what, like, the funny thing is about those kind of things is, I've obviously been a football fan and my whole life and watch Sunday Night Football every week. And, Chris is a legend. And again, it was just one of those things that's like, I think the first one I did of Collinsworth was like, him ordering from Starbucks or maybe him at Thanksgiving,
Right.
So again, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, we see him on Sunday Night Football on our TV every week, but like, what is this guy doing the other days of the year?
Right.
He has 18 Sunday Night Football broadcasts, but like, what's Chris Collinsworth doing in June? Like, where is he there? Like, is he at the bar? Is he probably at Starbucks? Right? Like, is he at a dinner party with his wife? And so those things, that's where I was like, okay, that's something I want to try to tap into. And then, so I just like took a few cracks at it and was, recording myself and was playing it back and was like, okay, I think like maybe get a little bit more inflection, a little bit here. And then I put out the Starbucks and, it went really well. And now he's kind of one of the ones, and he's been great, like on Twitter and on social media with me. Like he'll quote tweet my stuff and, retweet it, and he gets it. He's not one that's like, that horror story of Frank Caliendo. People ask me a lot. They're like, well, have you ever met or talked to the people you do impressions of? Because, Caliendo had that famous story about how, he met John Madden, or John Madden wasn't a fan of the impression for a while. But I haven't had that experience. Like, everybody's been cool besides Coach Saban. But that's a whole different story.
So he doesn't like it.
Well, that's I'll blame that on the circumstance for when I met Coach Saban because we were both doing an event at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, and he was one of the guests and I was one of the hosts of the night, but we were on stage at different times, and so I was waiting backstage. I was like, okay, this is it. When am I ever going to get this chance? But what happened was James Franklin was yapping his trap for 40 minutes, and Saban was pissed because he was backstage for 30 minutes late, and he was taking a break out of his recruiting trail to be here at this thing, and so we weren't on time, and so I was like, oh God. So I didn't say anything to him beforehand, but then once he comes up the stage, I'm right there. I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm going to do it. And I just go up to him, and I'm like, hey, Coach Saban, Joey Molinaro, good to finally meet you. And he just shakes my hand and just says, yeah, well, all right. And then just walks away.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it was really more of the circumstance around. He was mad that it was late. He was off the recruiting trail. He had listened to Franklin talk forever. I think if we have another meeting, it'll go better. But the first one was just not ideal.
The fact that James Franklin caused this just made Joe and I roll our eyes.
A guy we know very well from coaching at Vanderbilt, and that just completed the story. That's fantastic. So with taking this to the stand-up route, you're at Zany's next Wednesday. How was that? Do you get asked, be funny or whatever? How do you incorporate all these different voices, impressions into your act?
Yeah, so honestly, man, the stand-up is a whole different thing. I have a slight portion of the act that has impressions and whatnot, but other than that, it's really just pretty much straight up stand-up. It's me, telling stories and kind of just my act. So yeah, there will be impressions involved, but it's not just a straight up, hey, we're going to go see Joey, and he's going to sit on the stool on the stage and just be like, all right, and here's this, and now here's Coach Saban. It's not that, So it's a little bit of both. I try to mix it in because I know that people are fans of that, and I appreciate that, but there's a whole other act involved too.
Good. Joey Molinaro is with us again. He'll be at Zany's on Wednesday. You can get your tickets. Now, you're from Indianapolis, so I know you are into racing and know the history there. You do a podcast with Connor Daly, Speed Street, with Dirty Mo Media, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s company. But I'm a big racing fan. We obviously have the Music City Grand Prix on the streets of Nashville. So what was it like kind of growing up around IndyCar and Indy Motor Speedway?
Oh, man, it's, I tell people that, and this is obviously no disrespect to the point of the weekend, of Memorial Day weekend, right? Sure. That is an important thing of, we're remembering those who have served. But, where I'm from, it's that's just race weekend, right? They're one and the same. Everybody else says Memorial Day weekend, but we say race weekend. That's, because every Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, that's when the biggest race in the world happens right in our backyard, the Indy 500. So, it's a whole different world in Indianapolis for the entire month of May. We're the racing capital of the world, and everybody has their checkered flags out, and, everybody's going to the track as much as they can to watch practice and to watch qualifying. But the GP in Nashville, man, I got to go to the inaugural one back in 2021, and what a fun weekend, it's obviously anytime that you're having an event down in Nashville, it's going to be a blast. But, I thought it was really well done. I thought it was really well put on. And now I'm even more pumped because we're racing up Broadway next year.
Yeah. And
I don't know, I feel like there should be some PSAs out to, bachelorette parties that are coming. I don't know what the mayor of Nashville's plan for that is, because I can just already see the man on the streets videos of these poor bachelorette parties just absolutely devastated that the entirety of Broadway is shut down for race cars. So that'll be interesting, but I'm sure it's going to enjoy it. There's no doubt.
All right, I was going to ask you, not to belabor the point with Nick Saban, but 2 weeks ago, MTSU had to play Alabama. I helped call the MTSU football games, and I had to watch, Joey, a lot of Nick Saban that week during his press conferences, and I came away with, and I think you captured this well, he's so condescending and rude to reporters that it makes you laugh. Do you get that from him?
Oh, I mean, 100%. That's his calling card, that's he's got the Coke on the press box, or he's got the Coke on the podium, right? And he just uses that as his like weekly vent sesh. Like, I always think that he's not even like this is his time to release all of the things in his life that he's pissed about other than football. Like, his wife's getting on him, like I used to imagine that morning his wife's getting on him, like the dog takes a dump in the living room, like he's got like a $400 like fix on his car that he has to pay, like just little annoying stuff. And then he's like, well, thank God I can go absolutely eviscerate these local reporters today. And so he's not even mad about his program. He's just mad about everything else and uses that as like his relief. That's my theory.
Well, I mean, you've captured it just perfectly, everything that goes on. Like, I know you're real quick. I know you're down in Florida, right? Right now, at Gainesville.
Yeah. Actually, down here for the Florida-Tennessee game right now. Got an event tonight, Friday Night Dose with College Football and Fox and Dos Equis, and we're going around the country. I think we got like 7 or 8 different stops, but. We were at Arizona State last week, and then we're down here in Gainesville this weekend.
Fantastic. Joe, I know you're busy, man. Thank you. We will see you Wednesday at Zanies. We appreciate your time, man, and thanks for making our world a little bit brighter and funnier, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, Big Joe and Chase, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you guys for having me on. Yeah, I hope to see everybody out in Nashville next week, Wednesday. Tickets available, officialjoeymolinaro.com. It's all in my bios and all my social media. So should be a good time. And thanks again for having me.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too.
Joey Molinaro joining us here on the program. That was good. That was fun.
The Saban is just – I'd go see the Saban just alone. It's just perfect.
All right.
We all try to do it, but it's just perfect.
Oh, it's. I mean, and honestly, that's what, he kind of took off with that. But and I forgot he was doing a podcast on Dale Jr.'s thing.
Is
Dirty
he?
Mo Media, yeah.
Okay.
That's with Connor Daly, because being there in Indy, obviously
right,
you got you whether you like racing or not, you kind of have to, being from Indy.
That's correct.
Growing up there, but really good stuff with him. We mentioned Deion earlier, and we got to get into this. Some of the comments that happened yesterday between Jay Norvell, the head coach of Colorado State, and then obviously Deion Sanders. We'll do that next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
He knows the ins and outs of the Titans and isn't afraid to give his opinion.
Traylon Burks needs a massive offseason.
He's Jonathan Hutton of Outkick.
I don't see how they make a move without going to Ryan Tannehill.
Catch him every Monday at 10:30 on Chase McCabe and every Wednesday at noon on Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace. Hutton is on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
All right, let's talk Superbook Sports. Why bet with the big boys this football season? Instead, try your hand with the local book. That's Superbook. They're my official sports book, and they are the book next door. They have a dedicated team of the best odds makers in Vegas, making sure that you get the best prices and parlays you will find anywhere. And now Superbook will give you a bonus of up to $250 when you sign up and wager in the same day, and you use the promo code CHASE. That is my name, CHASE. Bet with the best. Use the promo code CHASE this football season with Superbook Sports. It is that simple. Download the app. Use the promo code, put your money in, and get to betting. Singles, parlays, futures, what have you. It is all available at the palm of your hand. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789.
Your home reflects you, your style, your choices. That's why purchasing a home is not just financially significant, it's personal too. At F&M Mortgage, we understand clients need a loan that's just as personal, one that fits you with service from a local lender who lives right here. Yes, we offer competitive rates and low closing costs, but we also know home financing should be more than just numbers. Come see us at one of our branches or online at myfmbank.com. F&M Bank, banking made easy on purpose. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This year, Boys and Girls Club of Middle Tennessee celebrates its 120th anniversary. Through time, BGCMT continues to evolve to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible leaders. Because of your continued support, BGCMT has remained strong and is committed to supporting our youth and solidifying our mission and culture in new exciting ways for 120 years. Visit bgcmt.org today.
Back in 1949, Dr. Houston began the tradition of treating athletes for common sports injuries. Today, the sports medicine physicians at Houston Clinic Orthopedics continue his legacy. Whether you play at school, in a league, on a professional team, or just enjoy being active, Houston Clinic Orthopedics physicians are there to help you stay in the game. Common sports injuries include tears, strains, sprains, and instabilities of the knee, shoulder, and ankle. Houston Clinic Orthopedics is located where you work and live. Visit tn.houston.com to book your appointment online. When experience matters, trust Houston Clinic Orthopedics.
Football is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has you covered. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, all customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code OUTCOME. Bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's code OUTCOME. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Blue Raider football lives on 93.3 Classic Hits.
Hey, this Saturday, the Blue Raiders return home for the first time this season to take on Murray State. Coverage begins at 5.
Your home for the Blue Raiders is 93.3 Classic Hits. Sports Talk, the next generation. You're listening to The Chase and Big Joe Show. Make it so. On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
They gave me my theme music.
Deion Sanders, you know him. Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Appreciate Joey Molinaro for joining us. Hey, tune into 102.5, 106.3 The Game tomorrow as Vanderbilt takes on UNLV. Kickoff at 6, coverage beginning at 4:30. You can hear it all right here on 102.5 The Game Nashville app, or thegamenashville.com. So looking forward to that matchup. All right, Deion Sanders. He has made noise, made ripples, however you want to put it, in the college football and sports world. I mean, I was watching SportsCenter last night, and they were talking about the Braves, and they showed a picture of Deion playing for the Braves, and then they were talking about the Cowboys, and they obviously showed Deion playing for the Cowboys. I mean, he's got this reach right now with sports. And I was listening to Jared discuss this yesterday, and he played a clip of Jay Norvell, who's the head coach at Colorado State. Colorado State playing Colorado this weekend. This was Jay Norvell, Colorado State's head coach, yesterday, or a couple days ago.
Our kids are really, we had to do a bunch of ESPN videos, and it was great. I loved it. But our kids came out of those videos really with a chip on their shoulder. They're tired of all that stuff. They really are tired of it. And I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So, they're not going to like us no matter what we say or do. It doesn't matter, okay?
So I heard that,
And obviously that was a shot across the bow
right
at one Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. And when I heard that clip for the first time, I think that was like his coach's show, I just go, oh, boy. Like, you done it now. I mean, you were already going to lose.
Right.
But you done it now.
But I got to tell you, I love what you're about to hear from Deion Sanders. I don't know why, but I love his response.
This was Deion Sanders at practice, and I believe this was yesterday.
Yes, sir. I'm minding my own business, watching some film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here and be the best coach I could be. And I look up and I read some bull junk that Deion said about us.
Talk to us.
Once again,
talk to us.
Why would you want to talk about us when we don't talk about nobody? All we do is go out here, work our butts off, and do our job on Saturday. Yes, but when they give us ammunition, they done messed around and made it what? It was just going to be a good game. They done messed around and made it personal. It was going to be a great test, a battle of Colorado, but they done messed around and made it personal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They did. And you know what? In one, I'm going to start saying bull junk because I like that.
Yeah, right?
That's one of his phrases. But that's what we call bulletin board material.
Oh, absolutely.
That a team that is not like Colorado's favored by like 24.5, something like that. And so you're already at a disadvantage. And then you want to give the hottest program and the hottest coach in the country even more ammunition for your game on Saturday. That's coaching malpractice.
Now, I don't fault Colorado State's coach for doing it. I mean, it just,
I mean, I would have just kept my mouth shut.
Whatever. I mean, I can see that, and he's probably echoing what a lot of other college coaches think about Deion, which is fine, and puts it out there. But don't give – you talk about the ammunition for the other team. Now, his boys got to hear that all week. Like, what did your coach said? And they're like, look, we're just going out and play a football game. And so now, but Deion's, now you made it personal. And I love the guys in the background say, he sure did. He sure did. I love all that. And so we'll see now if Colorado State goes out and beats Colorado, well, that's a whole different narrative that we're talking about on Monday that goes on, because then Colorado State, for those that don't know, comes to Murfreesboro next week and takes on MTSU. So a lot of MTSU fans will keep an eye on that Colorado State game on Saturday. But I like it. Again, I like what Deion has done for college football. He's, college football's always been on the map, but now he's got some people maybe not paying a lot of attention to it are now paying attention to it.
I kid you not. As we're having this conversation, this just popped up on my phone. Got to be a fool to do that. Colorado's Shadur Sanders says Colorado State coach Jay Norvell calling out Deion Sanders only motivates the Buffaloes more. I mean, I get it. And they're going to make it personal. So, if this was a game where Colorado, it's at the end of the game and they're up by, 2 touchdowns, maybe 17 points, something like that, and they're driving, you think they're taking their foot off the gas?
Well, did you see what happened Saturday before the game with Colorado and Nebraska? Nebraska was all praying, according to Nebraska's side, they were praying at midfield, and Sanders thought Shadur, that's the quarterback, thought they were disrespecting the logo and went storm through the middle of it. And Matt Rule says, hey, we're praying, would you like to join us?
Yeah.
And then evidently that's what happened, because that side of the Colorado talk was all shut down immediately. But he thought they were disrespecting. So I could see sometimes it's like, no matter what, you're coming at us. You're coming at us. You better watch out. We're coming.
And they're going to have to get over that at some point.
Yes, exactly.
And because I believe that they probably were praying at midfield. A lot of teams do that, and I'm glad to see Matt Rule putting that in with his program. And so, I mean, you see it in the NFL after games. A lot of times that they'll meet at midfield, but. I think eventually not everything can bug you, but like this, I get it. I mean, Jay Norvell did it on purpose. It was a shot, because he and you said it best. A lot of other coaches are pissed off at all the attention that Deion and Colorado are getting. That it's not the old school like ball coach mentality. That he's being different, like he was as a player. And, he got chastised as a player for wearing all the chains and dressing nice. And remember, had the famous phrase of look good, feel good, play good, paid good, pay good, live good.
That's a pretty good job there.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of my favorite sayings. And, had the whole what is it? Atlanta's going to have to pay me so much.
No.
To put me,
that's right. Yeah.
They'll have to put me on layaway.
Yeah, I'm after so much money. When they drafted him in 89, it's like they're going to have to put me on layaway, which is just a great line that he had there.
But see, even then, people didn't like that. People didn't like that attitude, but it was a new attitude of a player that bet on himself, believed in himself, and not only excelled at football, but excelled at baseball too.
Yeah, he has. And so he's got them 2-0, and they have Oregon next week at Oregon. So if they get by this week, they're 3-0. That'll be a really big test for them on the road against a good Oregon football team. And we'll see what happens. But, he's it's 50-50. I mean, it truly is. I mean, you're on one side love what he's doing, and there's really no middle ground with him. And the other side's like, I can't stand what he's doing and all the other stuff. And so there's never going to be agreement. But I don't think he cares.
Yeah, a lot of the Braves have, said that played with him have said that he was one of the best teammates they've ever had. Jared was telling this story out of Chipper Jones' book yesterday that, players all have their names on their glove, right? You know, so Chipper Jones was playing left field, Dion was playing center, and Dion had Lucille. His glove's name was Lucille. And so there was like a play where balls come in, and it was kind of that, middle ground of, okay, left could get it, center could get it. And Dion yelling, "It's okay, Chipper. Lucille got it. Lucille got it. Lucille got it." And then if Lucille didn't get it, like, "Oh, Chipper, you got to get that."
Oh my goodness!
But he was a great teammate. So I think it'll be interesting to see what the outcome is with Dion and Colorado against Colorado State this weekend. But I think it's going to be Colorado by a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you too as well. And then we'll see what goes on. The whole mentality, one game at a time, which will go. And I'm still laughing over Joey Molinaro about Nick Saban being obviously pissed off because James Franklin won't shut up talking. That to me was a funny, because we know James, and that's exactly how he is, and he wouldn't shut up when he was here. And so to see that irked Nick Saban to no extent is really funny.
The funniest part about him is, so in the early days of this radio station, that was when James was at Vanderbilt,
right.
And I think it was his first or second year. He would randomly call into the radio
station. He would.
And just like,
sure
come on. And that, which, look, for selling a program like Vanderbilt, I honestly don't have an issue with that. I mean, now if we have something going on, then – but the best part was he did that one time, and Larry Leathers, the longtime SID, had kind of gotten wind of it, like, okay, Coach, let me handle that. Like, if you
yes.
And so James had said he wanted to call in, and Larry calls in, tells Jeremy, the producer, says, "Hey, Coach wants to come on. Can we do this in like 10 minutes?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And 10 minutes later, nobody calls in. Jeremy's like, "Hey, Larry, where's Coach?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it or not." I'm like, well, you called us.
All right.
Just let him call in.
All right, so we were doing the impressions of James Frank. All we knew was like, "Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, guys."
Hey, guys.
So we did that 1,000 times. So one time he called in, Franklin did, and we was like, "No, this is not him." He's like, "Hey, it's Coach. I'm laughing what y'all doing." We thought it was somebody playing a trick on us.
And it was him.
And it was James Franklin. So we went on for like 2 minutes just joshing and jiving and having fun, and we didn't even care about it. And it was actually him. It was like, oh,
that's
this
fantastic.
is you.
That is fantastic. Coming up next, we'll give you some picks for the weekend. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, going to join us as he does every Friday. He'll give you some picks for the betting weekend. We'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
Sometimes it's good to be loud.
This is the NFL.
Especially when you're Jared Stillman.
That's where we are.
He's not afraid to say what's on his mind each and every day.
That was embarrassing. I don't care if you're a rookie. That was embarrassing.
Stillman and Company. Weekdays at 2 on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. From compact track loaders to the world's #1 selling compact excavator, the Kubota construction lineup features durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all and do it right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Vanderbilt Commodore fans, 102.5 and 106.3 The Game, along with 94.9 The Fan, is your new home for broadcast of games and the Commodore Hour on Monday evenings. Catch all the action for football, men's and women's basketball, and baseball all season long. Go Doors!
It's time for another Kubota Field event hosted by Coleman Tractor of Nashville. Our biggest sales event of the year will take place on Thursday, September 21st at the Nashville Gun Club during the Shooting Hunger Sporting Clays Shoot. Stop by our booth to learn all about Kubota, zero-turn mowers, utility vehicles, and more. Take advantage of Kubota's competitive financing offers, receive a coupon for up to $250, plus enter to win prizes. Try it and buy it at Coleman Tractor of Nashville during the Shooting Hunger Sporting Clays Shoot at the Nashville Gun Club, Thursday, September 21st. The event kicks off at 7:30 a.m.
Hey, it's Jared for PhD Weight Loss. I love the PhD Weight Loss program, and I am continuing to blow past the numbers. That's right. I'm getting close to my maintenance stage, and I did it all while enjoying the summer and traveling on vacation. But now that it's football season, I'm able to lock in on my nutrition thanks to the PhD Weight Loss program. I feel so much better about being in control of my weight, and I get excited when I continue to see my progress. And what's great is that PhD Weight Loss provides you 85% of the food at no added cost. That's no pills, that's no injections, that's no crazy workout program, but it is simple nutrition that they help you through. If you're someone who has struggled to lose weight, go online to myphdweightloss.com and check it out for yourself. You can learn about the program, the coaching, and of course, their guarantee. If you don't get within 5 pounds of your target weight by the end of your program, PhD will continue to coach you for free until you do. That's PhD Weight Loss online at myphdweightloss.com.
Hey, if you missed our show, you can get it on demand. Just search for the Chase and Big Joe Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, or any podcast platform.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Some cars bringing us back on this Friday. What'd you call it? A feel-good Friday?
It is a feel-good Friday. Let's get the positive vibes out there.
Let's do it. Positive vibes only. That's what we need. We say hello now to Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, ParamountSports.com. He joins us every Friday at 10:30. Lee, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Ooh, wow. Almost dropped the phone.
Don't do that.
No. First thing I fumbled in like a week. We had 11 in 3 weeks, so also hit our 45 to 50 unit play, so it was a great week. Even my Canes, who knows, they might be finally turning the corner for the first time in 20 years, and the Dolphins, so fun week here.
Well, let's start with some games in the SEC. Georgia, a big favorite, 27.5, taking on South Carolina.
Yeah, we're going to find out what's going on with these top 10 teams. A bunch of these teams like Alabama, Ohio State have not shown out yet, but, we're going to find out if they can just keep losing talent and just keep reloading. I mean, they're a huge favorite here. And last year, they totally rattled Spencer Rattler in that 48-7 win. But since that time, Spencer Rattler's had some pretty darn good games. They beat number 5 Tennessee, and they scored 63 points, won 63-38, beat number 8 Clemson 31-30, and even in the bowl game loss to number 21 Notre Dame, put up 38 points in that 45-38 loss. So, I mean, they got some weaknesses. The offensive line is mediocre at best. Front seven, nothing special. But the Dogs have not looked great so far and haven't run like they used to run and playing just Ball State and Tennessee Martin here. I'm not going to put my whole leg in the water, guys. I'm going to put like one, maybe two toes in. Georgia wins 42-21. South Carolina covers.
Okay, that one's an interesting one. Another one that's, I think, a little tricky. LSU taking on Mississippi State. LSU laying 10.
So in the game last year, Mississippi State jumps out to this 13-0 lead, and then all of a sudden, LSU roared back and wins 31-16. LSU can score. Now, in the game against Florida State, the 2 fourth-down conversions obviously changed the game, but they scored at least 30-plus points 10 times since last year. I still believe LSU is an improved team over last year, and I'm not so sure Mississippi State is as good. And in their game last week against Arizona, Mississippi State got 4 takeaways the first 4 possessions and only won 31-24. They were outgained 431 to 307. I'm not so sure about new offensive coordinator Kevin Barbay from Appalachian State. They were also penalized 9 times for 90 yards. I think unless Mississippi State hits on some vertical pass plays down the field, I think they're in trouble here. And LSU, 12-3 against the spread the last 15 times to Stark Vegas. I think LSU pulls away 37-20.
All right, and then a big one that we're paying attention to around these parts. Tennessee heads to the Swamp. They have not won there since 2003, but they're a 6.5-point favorite against Florida.
Yeah, we're going to know a lot after this game here. And I think Tennessee is good, but they've had trouble there. I mean, Florida's won 16 of the last 18 games when they've squared off and covered 14 of the 18. Tennessee was much better last year, and they only won 38-33. Now, a couple drops by the receivers against Austin Peay concerns me a little. I think the Gators are going to show out a little bit better than the first game against Utah. I mean, they were backed up inside their 10, I think, 4 times. Graham Mertz, that's your first time playing quarterback for a team on the road against that defense. That is a tough, tough place. They were also penalized double-digit times here. And Gainesville's a tough place to play here. Upset of the week, wrong team favorite. Florida outright 31-27.
Ooh, okay.
I just can't trust Joe Milton yet. Not sold on him yet. We'll see.
That is fair. All right, to the NFL. Kansas City coming off a loss in week 1. They're a 3-point favorite against the Jags.
So the first two things I look at every single game is weather. For instance, like Boston College, Florida State, they're expecting rain and 25 to 35 mile-an-hour winds. In this game, injuries. Jacksonville, it looks like, is going to be down 2 starting offensive linemen and their best backup. So they only carried 8 offensive linemen last week. That means that if any of their 5 starters are injured, a practice squad guy is going to have to step in. That is tough against a Kansas City very underrated defense. Chris Jones, it looks like, will be back. How important is he? Well, when he's in the game, they give up 20 rushing yards per game less over his 5 years with the team. Travis Kelce, I mean, when he's not in the game, Patrick Mahomes, he had his worst passing day throwing to receivers. He was only 10 for 22 throwing to receivers. Worst completion percentage that he's ever had as a Kansas City Chief here. The public's going to be all over Jacksonville, plus the points. I don't see Kansas City with the 2 extra days here going down in this game. I think Kansas City wins and gets back to 1-1, 31-23.
And then the one here in Nashville, both teams at 0-1. Chargers are a 3-point favorite against the Titans.
I mean, the Titans, horrible break. I mean, blowing that pass by Carr that was returned for a touchdown, should have been a fumble, bad breaks. I mean, crazy they were still in that game. So I think Tennessee's going to have a lot of close games this year, but they're going to face a Chargers team. We know what Justin Herbert can do, but they now are starting to run the football. 234 rushing yards at a 5.9 yards per carry clip. They don't have any injuries yet. They usually, them and Baltimore, the most injured team here. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tannehill does not start off strong here, maybe second half they make a change here. So, you got Henry, they key on him, and DeAndre Hopkins look good. But other than that, I think they need to develop another weapon here. I like the Chargers because they're healthy, hungry. I just think that the Dolphins had a game plan. They came up with over 15 plays that the Chargers had never seen. Chargers 31-20.
All right, and then your free play this week, Kansas State -5 against Missouri.
Yeah, it should be a great game. Anyone wants to get this game for free, first 10 callers, we'll give it to them for free. 800-400-9741. First 10 callers, 800-400-9741. And if you want to come on board, great weekend. We rate our selections from 10 to 50 units. Don't have a 50 or a 40-unit selection in football, but have 13 strong plays. It's called our world's famous Baker's Dozen. 13 games, just $97. UFC, we've got a 50-unit play, and we're 15-2 on the last 17 there, just $35 for 3 selections. Or the rest of baseball, 50-unit play there. First time we've ever had baseball and UFC in the same day, a 50-unit play. Rest of the season through the World Series, $197. Check out the new website, ParamountSports.com.
Appreciate it as always, Lee. We'll do it again next week.
Sounds good. Take care.
Absolutely. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, joins us every Friday at 10:30 gives you the picks of the weekend, and not making some Vols and Titans fans happy with some of his picks.
He got straight to the point there.
He sure did.
He likes the Gators, Chaser.
He does. We'll see. Our bet. We'll recap that. I'll give you my picks of the weekend. It's a special one with a story, but we'll do that. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
He breaks down every game.
The players are still going to be fine.
And knows the ins and outs of the two-tone blue.
They deal with their own position coaches.
He is ESPN NFL Nation Titans reporter Teron Davenport.
It's clear what he's doing.
TD joins every Monday at 1, Thursdays at 3, Friday mornings at 8, and anytime on the Talkin' with TD podcast.
I think that's really cool how he could show both sides.
TD is on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Hey everyone, this is Nick Frazier here to tell you about my favorite sport booking casino, and that's BetUS.com. Football is back, and that means it's time to lay down your bets. I only endorse one sport booking casino, and that's BetUS.com. They're celebrating their 30th year of sports betting service with a special offer up to 30 risk-free bets. That's right, up to 30 risk-free bets. It's called Bet Protect. BetUS.com also offers a 125% sign-up bonus, a massive 200% crypto sign-up bonus, and a 250% casino bonus. The game always gets more exciting with the bet, but you can take it to a whole nother level at BetUS.com's live in-game betting. Take advantage of their 30th year offer, up to 30 risk-free bets. Get Bet Protect. Get started today by visiting BetUS.com or 1-800-MyBetUS to learn more. That's 1-800-MyBetUS. BetUS Sportbook and Casino, where the game begins.
We got a good thing growing at the Nashville Fair. We offer nightly music, wrestling, cultural arts, barnyard animals, dinner shows, games, competitions, classic fair foods, and thrilling rides. Join in and explore the fun at your Nashville Fair, the only fair in Nashville. Now through September 17th at the Fairgrounds Nashville. Buy tickets online and save at nashfair.fun. Come on out and grow with us at the Nashville Fair.
Join 102.5 The Game and me, Big Joe Dubin, for the Big Joe Sunday Show. I'll be on site at Fieldhouse Tavern, breaking down all the action, especially the overreaction to all of this Sunday's big games. Come by and get some excellent food, good drinks, and hang out with Nashville's media darling, me, Big Joe Dubin, from 4 till 7 p.m. See ya at Fieldhouse Tavern in the nation.
Ready, Blue Raider fans. The wait is almost over. Our beloved MTSU football team is set to take on Murray State in the home opener at Floyd Stadium on September 16th at 6 p.m. We can hardly contain our excitement. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now by visiting GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets. Cheer on your Blue Raiders and let's make some noise as we root for our team. Let's go Blue!
Let's see. That one. Wait, I didn't see this one.
We apologize. When you have as many microbrews on tap as we do, we know it can be hard to make a decision. Don't worry, we're patient.
Wow, let me see here.
Bar lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Incredible apps and salads, delectable burgers and wraps featuring local Tennessee whiskey and local brews on tap and live music 7 days a week. The decision is obvious. Bar lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Just a minute, don't hang up.
Hey, we want to hear from all of you. Give us a call or text at 615-737-1025.
Hello. You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Our phone line driven by Wilson County Hyundai.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Hey, this week's Nashville Best Deals is a legendary Elliston Place Soda Shop. Elliston Place Soda Shop is one part soda shop, one part meat and three, and one part old school diner that has been serving Nashville since 1939. Get half off a $20 gift card to Elliston Place Soda Shop now at thegamenashville.com while they last. Great spot.
It is a great spot.
Also, you can sign up for Silly Underdog Picks for your chance to win weekly prizes. Make your picks today at thegamenashville.com. Or on the 102.5 The Game app before the first game on Saturday. Silly Underdog Picks is presented by Volunteer Hose and Gasket and by Superbook Sports. Appreciate Lee Sterling for joining us. What do you think happens Okay, we already know what you think is going to happen tomorrow. You think Florida is going to beat Tennessee.
Yes.
I think Tennessee is going to beat Florida for the first time in the swamp since 2003. We have a lunch on the line.
We do have a lunch on the line.
Straight up, no spread.
It's a Paula Abdul bet.
Straight up.
Yep.
That's very good. And I stand by it. I've stood by it for 2 weeks.
You a little
I'm not
nervous
gonna
though?
change.
Tad bit.
No, I'm not.
Oh, come on. Your voice is wavering. You're quivering.
I'm not quivering.
You
It's cold
scooted
in
back
here.
from the table.
What
You're
is
not
that?
scared at all that Tennessee, you have no doubt in your
okay,
mind.
a little bit because
I got him.
They haven't won since 2003.
But history, to me, history doesn't involve this year.
It shouldn't matter because Tennessee, this is a different Tennessee team, and I think Tennessee is a better team than Florida.
Now, history's a big deal to us because we like talking about the history, but
Well,
I
it
don't
gives
think
us something to talk about.
guys care. But I just say, again, going back and I've just beaten this point down for the last 2 weeks that Florida knows they can really change the narrative of their season early on by beating Tennessee. And this is the opportunity. They presented with an opportunity now to really – and then if they get back on track, Napier's done. They lose tomorrow, Napier's done.
Sure.
He's over.
I mean, he's
1
going
and
to have
2. You lose to Utah. You lose to Tennessee. You're
they're
done.
not going to fire him now, but I mean, like he will finish the season. That's it. I think.
Yeah. And they'll go on and pay another –
do this all over again.
Right. Pay another $1 billion to whomever and then move on and get another coach. But I just think Florida knows what can happen.
You think that they would call Urban and try and get Urban back?
No, I don't think so. No.
Like I mean, it's totally a deal with the devil if
can't,
you do it.
You can't capture lightning in a bottle twice. You just can't do that. You know, when Majors left Tennessee, he went back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's true. I mean, that's true. But I can just see that kind of desperation and, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Urban's, has written his biography now, and now he can retire, and he was a complete and utter disaster for Jacksonville.
Oh,
and I think that humbled him, at least I hope it did, a little bit to where, he doesn't think he's great as he thinks he is. But I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they'll just recycle another coach that come out of there.
Yeah.
Lee Sterling's talking about the offensive coordinator at Mississippi State. That's one job I would not want after Mike Leach passes away.
Yeah.
There's just no way I would have taken that job.
I wouldn't want even the head coaching job.
No, not at all.
It's just like
people are not going to turn down the head coaching job.
No, but that's just an impossible seat to fill.
It is. And it goes back to when Ray Perkins took over. Ray Perkins was a fantastic coach. He just happened to replace Bear Bryant.
Sure.
So even if he went 9-2 back in those days or 8-3 and had adequate teams, but they performed above average, he was still not going to be looked at compared to.
But it's
Bear.
different because Bear retired. Mike Leach died, while still being the head coach.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean,
You're right.
It's very I can't imagine having to do that.
No, exactly.
And I don't know of another example. I'm sure maybe it's happened, but
Memphis had it when their coaches passed away in the 80s in a plane crash, and a few other instances have happened.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously have Marshall and the things like that, but I mean, Mike Leach was the coach, and then he had a medical thing, beloved. I mean, I had this whole thing planned when I found out SEC Media Days was going to be in Nashville. I was going to book him to come on the show and barely talk football with him and just get dating advice or talk about candy or, just fun things because
he was so refreshing because he was so atypical of what a coach is.
Right. He would, in anything you asked him, he would answer. And I did an interview with Alyssa Lang from the SEC Network who developed a great relationship with him that he just seemed to – remember the interview that went viral of, she's getting married and he's giving her advice.
Yeah, right.
All that stuff.
Elopement. Yeah.
Yeah, elopement, go elope.
Yeah.
But so that was obviously, it's a tough job to fill for sure. All right, so usually I give picks. Do we know how I did? How did I do last week? Do we know?
I think you went 7-0.
Well, I didn't pick 7 games, but
just go with it, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see. I had Cincy +7 at Pitt, so I hit that one because Cincinnati won outright. I had the Steelers +2.5 against the 49ers. That one did not hit. My lock of the week, Dolphins +3 against the Chargers. That hit. So 2-1. I'll take that.
+3, so they got 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
won
by 2.
outright.
Yeah.
So it's fine. So 2-1 last week. to start the season.
Lock of the week.
This one is a little bit different, and I will explain why it's a little bit different.
All
so
right.
Monday, I am not going to be here. Junie's going to be with you. I am going to take the day off because that is the 2-year anniversary since I lost my dad.
Wait,
and
2 years?
It's been 2 years. I know, isn't that crazy?
I thought it was oh my goodness. Yeah.
And I've realized, you know, sometimes, you know, doing this job, you have to decide, you know, how much do you want to peel back the curtain? How vulnerable do you want to be? But, you know, I know a lot of people listening have gone through this, have lost a parent, have lost a loved one. And so, you know, the truth is I'm struggling. Like it's been, you know, you lost your mom, like you've been through this.
Yep.
And I think why I am struggling more with, I swear I'm going to try and get through this, year 2 than year 1 is like so much has happened.
Yeah.
You know, and you and I doing this show together is a big part of that because he absolutely loved you. And
He's a good man.
You know, our friendship and everything, and for us to pull this together, you know, he would love that you and I are doing this show together. So when he passed, he passed on a Saturday night. I had made plans with my friends, you know, before that to next day we're going to go watch football. Titans were playing in Seattle, so they had the late game against the Seahawks. And then, you know, I'm a Cowboys fan. They were playing before, so I was just going to make a day of it, go watch football. Ricky was going to meet me and a bunch of others. Well, the weekend took a turn when I got that phone call that I needed to get to the hospital, that we were at the end. And so that all happened, and it's, you know, 11 o'clock at night, midnight, something like that. And I'm going home. I'm going to go over to my mom's and stop at a Wendy's, get something to eat. They don't charge me. They had no idea what was going on. They just looked at me and said, have a good night. And I still to this day can't explain that.
Wow.
You know?
Really?
Yeah.
That's
like, it was the coolest thing.
That's a little God wink for you, brother.
Yep. And so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, you know, Ricky texts me and he's like, you know, hey man, whatever you need if you don't want to watch football tomorrow. And I'm like, nah, I need to go watch. Let's go watch football. Let's just, you know, because this wasn't a unexpected. There was a build up, and so it was. And I said, hey, we're gonna do a little parlay for Dad tomorrow. And he was like, okay. And the Raiders were playing. I can't remember who the Raiders were playing. The Cowboys were playing the Chargers. The Titans were playing Seattle. I think the Raiders were playing like the Chiefs or something. They were all underdogs, like pretty heavy underdogs. And the reason I picked those 3 teams, my dad was a Raiders fan growing up. He loved John Madden, loved that era of the Raiders and, you know, the 70s and the 80s. I grew up a Cowboys fan, and then his dad, my grandfather, was a Cowboys fan, loved Tom Landry, and then we both had the Titans when, you know, the Titans moved here.
Right.
And so I said, Raiders, Cowboys, Titans, money line, straight up, no spread, all to win. And he was like, man, you know they're big underdogs. I'm like, all straight up.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And the next day, the Raiders were the one that won, you know, like pretty handedly. Cowboys win at the end on a field goal, I think. I mean, it's all a blur.
Right.
The Titans were the last leg. They were the afternoon game. And we know they were down pretty big in the first half. They come back, force overtime, and I just remember sitting there in absolute tears, knowing that they're going to win, but just saying, give the ball to Derek, give the ball to Derek. They go down, Bullock kicks the field goal, and they win the game. And like that was – I was surrounded by – all my friends, Ricky, Amber, Katie, Mike, like they were all there, and that was our big just honor of my dad. And I kept a beer sitting on the table that was full for him the whole time.
Nice,
like it was there in his hat and everything. So that's the pick this weekend.
Well, how much did you win? How much we win on the bets that day?
Oh, it was well over $1,000. It was a pretty big win.
That's great.
So Raiders are at Buffalo. They're plus 300. Titans, of course, hosting the Chargers are plus 130. And the Cowboys, a heavy favorite, hosting the Jets without Aaron Rodgers at minus 450 on Superbook. So it's plus 1024. take them all straight up. And
you gonna run it back?
Gonna run it back. 3rd year straight. We've done it every year, so gonna run it back.
How'd we do last year?
Did not do well last year.
Doesn't matter. It only mattered was the first year of what you got. Well
done. So I will let Junie hold it down on Monday and probably Tuesday because I'm going to be driving back. I'm going to go watch the Braves.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Phillies.
Okay.
Monday night in Atlanta. So
say hi to my good friend Bryce Harper.
I will do that.
Good friend.
That.
Yeah, thank you.
But miss your dad. Hug your loved ones and have a great weekend, everybody.
You too, brother.
Caroline, Willie, and D. Mace coming up next. 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
ElectronicExpress.com. We make it happen.
The celebration! One of the most beloved comedians on earth, Dave Chappelle, is hitting the road with a tour celebrating his birthday with you.
This Thursday, Bridgestone Arena.
You know who he is. You know what he does. Comedic genius Dave Chappelle. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com.
What a great birthday.